Hello? Did my mic stop working suddenly? Or has it not been working this entire time? It was not working? You're telling me I was talking to myself for nearly 10 minutes? Oh my god. You know, you were giving us the silent treatment? No. I was going on a rant about how incompetent the Hoyo devs are. Tell again? Nah. That shit was long. It's just that I find the balancing team to be a joke. Bro, I thought my mic was on because like Dow in the chat said something about Summer being in the chat, and I said he's not causing a problem right now, so there's no reason to instigate Summer. And right after, Summer said the exact same thing I did, so I was like, oh, maybe I I thought my mic was working, but I guess it was just coincidence. Have you seen the Korean Wua account? Yeah, yeah. I saw the probability for the good crit stats is like 3%. How will they buff Sunday to make him best in slot for Himiko? Just Sparkle Nova Flare. Copy and paste Sparkle's Nova Flare for his kit. Like, Himiko already uses Sparkle on a ton of her best clears against endgame content. So if you make the actual energy support, who would obviously be more advantageous for the team, like give him a Sparkle level Nova Flare, and then you also change his E1, he'd instantly be best in slot for Himiko. I'm enjoying the Gilgamesh meta salt. Gilgamesh hate doesn't even make any sense. Like, okay, this was one of the things I was talking about while my mic is muted. I mentioned because I read your message earlier. Rin is dead ass the worst character of the two. In turn, like Gilgamesh does more for his main DPS, and Gilgamesh is more viable in his own quote unquote main DPS with Ashblade because of his semi synergy with that team in comparison to Rin. Yet Rin is the one who receives like no slander at all. 1 second. Bro. What is that? My mouse? Or my keyboard? Probably my keyboard. My keyboard usually has issues like that. But yeah. Is it the mic? No. Gilga is good as a main DPS. He's not great, but he's good. Your mic is washed? No, I just put my mic on the wireless mode. If I put my mic on, like, if I connect um my cable to my headset, then it sounds better. But I have it wireless right now. It's because Archer didn't really need much of a buff to begin with. Yeah, but it also means that Rin is much more prone to being power crept in Archer teams, unlike Gilgamesh and Saber teams. And then once again, her main DPS is weaker, which is why I don't get it, right? Like, it's very, very difficult to try and replace Gilgamesh for Saber, especially considering his base is free and his E1 is technically one cost, which even further drives it home in my opinion. But Rin is like, she is best in slot 100%, but I've seen a few videos at this point. She is ever so slightly better, but E2 Robin can be competitive, which is actually like a good point, kinda, because Robin is now in the golden token shop. Like, you get basically 2 golden tokens a year, you know? Or actually, no, 3. You get 3 in a year. Because 3.2 was the first one, 3.7 was the second one, and 4.2 was the third one. So you could get E2 Robin within 1 year of saving up golden tokens. And then if you already owned a Robin to begin with, it's cheaper. I thought they would make Rin better considering Gilga is free. Well, no, because Archer is already free. And Archer has been given for free. Like, Archer's team is technically cheaper than Saber's, because Archer has been given for free twice now on a selector, while Gilga, it's only been once. So, they didn't want to make her that crazy for Archer. Getting Saber is better than getting Rin. Um, if you have an E2 Robin. uh, Otherwise, kind of no. Like, the reason E2 Robin works so well with Archer is because he can do about 6 or 7 attacks. I know you guys are going to say it in the chat, I don't care. Per turn, depending on whether or not he has ultimate. Robin regenerates 2 energy per ally that doesn't attack, but at E2 it turns into 3 energy. So, for example, like, you do 2 Archer turns and you've now generated like nearly actually no, yeah, with an energy regen light cone and an energy regen rope. Oh my god, I don't even have an ER rope on this Robin, Jesus. You'd be able to generate like half her ult's energy back pretty quickly. So that's why it works decently well with Archer. But the thing is, with an E2 Robin, once you're at E2 Robin, there's no like vertical investment options left, right? But with Rin, one, her light cone is really good for Archer. If you have an E0S1 Rin, I imagine she's still like a good bit above E2 Robin. And then Rin also has more verticals, like her E1 and E2. Her E1 is more for main DPS, so like it doesn't matter that much in Archer teams, but the E2 is nice. Yeah, I'd only get Gilgamesh if you want Saber or you have Saber, there is opportunity cost in Gilgamesh's team though. RMC is like a goated support, I think, on like the same level as Mblade for the Saber Gilga comp. Just ignore buffing Gilga and keep action advancing Saber. And Huohuo's free in the golden token too. Like one of their strongest, if not their strongest team, is legit like 3 free characters in Saber. So, in my opinion, it's a really cheap third team, which could be nice for those trying to, get a third team just to clear the end game with the new Star Wars stuff. If you have E0S1 Saber, then it's a no-brainer who to choose, yes. Especially if you already have E0 Archer. I don't care how many people cope about their E1 Archer pull. That shit is shit. Garbage. Flat out. Like, E1 Archer is maybe the most useless E1 Eidolon in the entire game at this point. No need to make me feel like shit. I mean, I'm the one who legit directly pulled for E1 Archer on my Anoxa account. I didn't even wait for a second selector. Like, I pulled that shit myself. Even Anoxa E1 gives something? Yeah, Anoxa's E1 is better. Anoxa's E1 is like, what is it, like 16% defense down? With his own defense down and his own main DPS, it definitely does more. Yeah. Triby kit designer made Mblade's kit. I mean, is anyone surprised? They legit need... They need to fire that guy. I'm kidding, I'm kidding. But... Wow. Two of the best, like, generalist supports in the game that I glaze. But the guy has absolutely no clue how to stop infinite ult loops. I don't care, though. I'm never going to be able to do an infinite ult loop. What about Saber E1? No. Saber's Eidolons are complete poop. Oh, if it's better than Archer's E1, yeah. But I wouldn't pull Saber's E1. True Solace. Solace, I did Star Wars mode. Look at my day show out. Goat Day. The E2S1 My Day coming in clutch. You pulling anyone other than Jing, Ron, and Suoming? No. I saw playing on an Oxa account. I got bored. I imagine that happened, Solus. That's the account I own with like the least variety in teams. I knew you'd get bored of it quickly. Avon has to be balanced around E2 Blade. I've already been saying this for a little bit. It's likely that what's it called? Avon will just be a stronger Gilgamesh in the Ashblade team. In which I mean he's probably not gonna be like Ashvale and Emblade who attack a lot and has high frequency. Because if he does, there's just gonna be another infinite ult loop. He's probably gonna be someone like Gilga who feeds off of what his teammates do, and then he just rips out an insanely strong ultimate. Is kind of how I see it going. Oh, I see, Soulless. My 3.0 free-to-play account took 3 cycles between all 3 Star Ward modes. Nice. He needs to have high speed though from early leaks. Well, yeah, but that's still Gilgamesh. Like Gilgamesh also hits 200 to 300 speed because of his interest stacks. Like he's just gonna be a better Gilga, basically. Better baseline, better early Eidolons, more synergy, but I just don't see him being like a Fua attacker that much, like Fei Xiao, for example. 3 cycles for the 3 MOC stages, that's still good. When I get Himiko on this account, E2 Evanesia and Himiko will probably drop this to around that same level. It's just the My Day holding back this. You can already guess which team took up the most cycles. Now, to be fair to My Day, I didn't bother trying to speed tune Sunday in My Day at all. So he kept action advancing him at like 13 AV away. But do you see Himiko getting a 3rd slot or a sustain? I don't know. It's kind of like up in the air. Okay. If I am to like just have full faith in Anon, which isn't too out of this world considering his track record, Himiko should get an after sales. I don't know if it's sustain or 3rd slot. Most likely 3rd slot in my opinion, because I doubt they let Welt sit there as part of her best in slot, right? So Welt might get an upgrade for Himiko teams, and that's about it. I don't know about the sustain. They might do like one generalist sustain that maybe is like so good that they're better than Dan Heng, even if they aren't specifically for Himiko. But I don't know. Like the sustains in this version are such a gray area. They're releasing so fucking late. You know? I'm pretty sure I got proper speed tune relics for Sunday on your account. On this one? Yeah. Because I used to play My Day with Sunday consistently. I remember having like the thing. Yeah, this is like a hyper speed Sunday, that's why. I didn't even look at it till now. But yeah, if I put Sunday on, what is it, 138, then it probably would have been like a 2 or 3 cycle for My Day. Wait, in the live stream, did they say something about the 10 pulls? Yeah. You can assume that, like, this 10 pull thing is always automatic for every single patch. Nah, it's fine, Solus. I'm dropping my day in like a week anyways. That's why I didn't bother. Because I want to pull Himiko on this account since it has E1S1 Sunday and it has E1 Welt with a golden token still. Unless you have other plans. Do you have other plans for this account? I'm doing good, Subaru, thank you. Hope you're doing well. Finally using the E2 Fae Act, I'm proud. Well, it's only because we're close to Himiko now. If Himiko wasn't like the free-to-play goat that she is, I wouldn't have bothered. But it's like such a free third team that it enticed me. If E2 Himiko is possible, then yeah. I cannot get E2 Himiko right now. It'd be on rerun though. But on initial, like even E0 S1 Himiko might be a bit of a stretch. If I lose the 75-25 or 50-50. Sad, sad. Unless I get like my Anoxa's account god luck. Is E1 Welt good? I'm pretty sure E1 Welt does like nothing. It's mainly his E2 because his E2 makes him gain a significantly more energy, leading to more attack spam. And then his E4 because of the res reduction. Yeah, this is just like a little bit of damage. These are the two that you want. It's fine, Solus. I have no problem with it. In E0 S1 Himiko with E1 S1 Sunday and then Welt plus PT is already more than enough. The fact that you got Evanesia at all is also like we were making joke, we were slandering her in messages, but this E1 puts her really close to the E2, so. Is Solus your account manager? In a way, kinda. He's not exactly an account manager because one, I don't pay him, and two, he doesn't like he only plays on accounts that he feels like playing on. If he gets bored of an account, he's free to just completely drop it. It costed me 300 pulls for E1 Eva. It wasn't worth it. Jeez. I'll make it worth it, Solus. I'll try to transfer my Anoxa's account luck to this one. Don't worry. By like 3.7, we're going to have an E2 S1 Himiko, E4 Welt, E1 S1 Sunday Nova team, and an E2 Evanesia, E1 Yao Guang Elation Sustain team. Don't worry about it. And then My Day gets a Nova Flare in early version 5. So now, like, My Day's the GOAT again. This was all planned out since the beginning. That's an insane cope? Nah. Smart Maru. Cope? Chill on my day, guys. Chill on my day. No way he gets a Nova before Phanon. Um, I mean, he could be in the same batch as Phanon, you know? It's not like Nova Flare batches are only one or two characters all the time. You also get like huge 4 character batches. Cope is to think Robin SP will be my day upscale. I mean, that one isn't really Cope. Like, you guys need to understand, a my day quote unquote upscale is like one of the easiest things on the planet. This guy's best in slot team is like Cyrene plus attack buffer Ceredra or Tribby. So like a new version 5 or sorry, a new version 4, HP scaling support could indirectly buff him pretty easily. There's a chance Evernight could end up on Himiko's team if Robin gives the character a Memo Sprite and lets them benefit from Memo buffs. Um, maybe, but like, so the team would be Evernight, Himiko, Nova Sunday, who can now buff everyone on the team, and technically his energy regen does work with Evernight too, and then Don Hung. Eh, it's possible, but that sounds like such a like weird team. I don't know. Like it's hard to even imagine that actually functioning all that well. What's the update on E2 Firefly account? Uh oh, nothing. I was just building pity for Saber. It's at like 60 something pity on the Fate banner, but it seems like I couldn't get Saber early, so I might just use that Fate pity to get E1 Gilga. So it should be E2 S1 Saber, E1 Gilga, RMC or M Blade, because we can choose between the two. And then whoa whoa. Why are you building pity on Saber? I wanted to see if I can get an early for her E3, because if I did, I would have gone for her E6. Like overtime, and I was gonna spend money on monthly pass and other stuff, but it didn't happen. So greedy, I did it because I've seen some videos like E6. Okay, there's two reasons why I wanted to do it. E6 Saber's synergy with RMC is really high, which means I can now put M-Blade back on Acheron teams without being on Saber teams. And then also that E6 is just stupidly broken with Gilga. Because the higher attack frequency leads to more follow-up attacks, leads to more Saber ults, leads to more double Saber ults activated by her E6. So yes, it is greedy, but the vision was there, you know? That account does have Acheron, exactly. And Anon leaked that Acheron was going to get that like special paid buff this version. So that's why I kind of want to have Emblade freed up. Because to be honest, like, Acheron is probably going to be stronger than even Firefly currently is if she gets a direct buff. We all know you wanted to gamble. I mean, I don't like gambling on things that are shit and useless, though. Because it just sucks. We aren't getting another free character for a while after Gil? Eh, there could be one in... They could do what they did with 4.0 and that like old limited character selector that included Nova Sparkle. They could do it again in 3.6 or 4.6 or 4.7, but this time with Sunday and some newer late version 2 characters. Cuz Sunday has already had 4 banners. Like they can't make that much money off of Sunday. Similar to a Sparkle Nova situation, him getting Nova'd is mainly to sell other new characters and not to actually sell his own banner. And also a reworked E1 probably. Okay, there's a good amount of Lycone pity here. Okay, that's nice. Is getting Sunday without his Lycone a break? Um... No. Depends. The thing, like, if you run Sunday with Sparkle, there's kind of just no SP issues anymore, and it does work because of Sparkle's Nova now. But if you're running a SP hungry team, then yeah, Sunday's Lycone is nice to have. But I just don't think his Lycone is really like a necessarily must pull like it used to be. How many pulls do you have? Brother, I was just over here like 3 different times. Yeah, you can run Sunday with DDD. Do you think Himiko's gonna fall off like Phanon because of being an E2 merchant? Hey, Phanon didn't fall off though. What is this slander? E2 Faygoat. But no. If Sunday's E1 gets reworked, absolutely not. I don't really, like... Oh no. Like, this Soul Sunday E1, if this one thing gets fixed, it is an astronomical buff. Like, it is disgusting if this gets fixed to work. So, like, in my opinion, It fully depends on Nova Sunday and whether or not they fix the E1 and his base kit. Because if they fix his base kit and they give him like a Sparkle Nova Flare, that's already a buff to Himiko's current performance. But then you also fix this E1, she hits 100% defense shred in Welt teams. Wait, no, she also hits 100% defense shred with M-Blade. Yeah. With E1 Sunday. I'm saying if we are using them as E0S1 baseline, E0S1 Himiko, I'm pretty sure is stronger than E2 Faye. Like, her baseline, okay, because she's an erudition character, in pure single target at E0, she probably loses slightly to Phanon. But, like, I'm pretty confident 3 targets or more, she slaps Phanon across the face, even at his E2. And she also has a bit of bounce damage on one of her ultimate's attacks, which is pretty useful for single target situations at least. Every Himiko attack has bounce? Every? I don't think it's every. I'm pretty sure it's just like that one cannon move in her ultimate. The one that does the most damage, that is bounce. Why do people hate E2 merchant DPSs? Um, I don't know. I've never understood it. Especially when they have like incredibly free to play teams like Faye, and to be honest, Himiko has an even more free to play friendly team than Phanon does. I don't really get it, personally. But some people just hate vertically investing, and a lot of people would prefer horizontal investment because it's like new characters, right? So I guess it's probably that. Then would Himiko suffer the same fate as Phanon and fall off? At baseline E0, I mean, it's kind of hard to say, Solus. Because we don't know the strength of Nova Sunday, and we don't know about any of her after sales. Like, if she gets even one after sales, and then also Nova Sunday, there's a high chance that, like, our current perception of E0 Himiko is actually, like, not anywhere near her full strength by near the end of the version. So then, like, even her baseline E0 would still be strong in early V5, unlike Phanon's. And then she'd still have that E2 to invest into as well. It's kind of impossible to say. But if her team were to, like, forever remain how it currently is, then yeah, her E0 would start to struggle more in, like, late V4, early version 5. Once again, against low targets, like perma low target, is kind of the issue with her. In higher targets, she has zero issues. But it's also like, by the time the next version anniversary hits, we would have gotten 2 more golden tokens. Like, for example, this account, uh, with 3 more golden tokens, or 2 more, by the next Annie, we'd be able to guarantee E4 Welt. And then this account also has E1 Sunday, who's getting Nova. So that's why I think on this account personally, there's literally zero chance that Himeko falls off and becomes like a terrible value pull. I did get a standard character earlier on this account with standard pulls I used by leveling up low level characters. But instead of Welt, who I was like praying for, they just gave me an E3 Branya. If only she could get Nova. Nice, Solus. Nice. The only time losing 50-50s actually had a bit of a good outcome. Himeko's kit is not as fixable as Phaenon's kit. I mean, Himeko's kit doesn't really need fixing. While Phaenon's kit has obvious things that need to be fixed. Like, Himeko's baseline E0 will probably age much better than Phaenon's baseline E0 did. The Herda needs her own Dahlia. That's who Argentine Nova is gonna be. Don't worry. Just trust in the Argentine Nova. Wait, this account has Argenti too, doesn't it? Oh no, it doesn't. Unless I missed it. Oh wait, no, it does. And we have the E0S1 Thirda. It's destined. It's destiny. Wow. He's going to save every Thirda main. What if I don't have Argenti? Quit the game. The funniest part about this, did you lose to him on the Evanesia polls? I lost Eva E1 to him. I'm so sorry. I had a feeling that that's what happened when I saw him on the account. Do we even know that the lineup for Nova Flares is still accurate? It's been a month and a half. Yeah. It was leaked by Full Stop Chan. That guy hasn't been wrong once. Obviously, things could change in the future, but you can take it as those were definitely the planned Nova Flares at the time that person leaked it. which is already good enough for me. Full Stop Chan got the Fate patch wrong. Yeah, but he got the Fate collab and the characters releasing right. Like, brother, you guys really need to understand nuance. There's a huge difference between getting a Fate collab release patch wrong and then everything else right. Just saying, yeah, but it doesn't work like that. It's the thing. Like, if he was wrong about the fake characters releasing, that would be a more understandable comparison. Ling Sha Nova leak must have been BS then. Ling Sha Nova leak was from a person who got, what was it? The element and path of Himiko correctly, and then wrote like 2 bajillion things that like 90% were wrong. Like, incomparable to Full Stop Chan. We ain't forgetting about the Ling Sha arc. You guys always bring this up, and I don't understand it. Like, I was legit right. Like, do you understand? They had to completely change Castorus's kit to nerf her synergy with Ling Sha to make sure that Hyacine was the best in slot sustain. Like, I was right, but they just said fuck you because of how good it was in Cassie's beta and got rid of the synergy. Like, what am I even supposed to do at that point? Like, my prediction was right, but they just fucked me over. I'm waiting for a new break DPS. Uh, Acheron SP. Got you. Acheron SP in version 5 break DPS. You heard it now. Yeah, Ling Sha is also like surprisingly good for M-Blade teams as a sustain. Even though the sustainability obviously has issues in some more difficult endgame these days, because of her like constant attack spam and what's the summon called, like Fu Yuan or something, the spam attack, it leads to a lot of energy for Ashrael and M-Blade. Yeah. To be honest, Ling Shaw has a pretty strong E1. It's just that it sucks because it's locked behind break teams. It's like 20% defense shred, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Her weakness break efficiency increases by 50%, and then if enemy unit's weakness is broken, their defense gets reduced by 20%. Like, this is actually a goated sustain E1. It's just that it's only useful in break teams, basically. It's not really that universal. The luckiest thing that happened to me in Star Rail is getting Silverwolf E2 on my American account. Like Silverwolf SP or base Silverwolf from 50/50 losses. Silverwolf SP, yeah, that's pretty good. Silverwolf SP, yeah. That E2 is so good, and it only becomes better over time. Once the once stacking 240 MMR becomes consistent with like the last Elation teammate, that E2's value is quite high. I need Herda to get a rerun to get her E2. Damn. What a third believer. I don't think Thirda's gonna get a rerun anytime soon though. She already got like some of the fastest reruns during Ampho. Mm-mm. Oh yeah, will this work in a increase the wearers when the wearer provides shield to an ally? Yeah, blah blah blah. When the wearer's follow-up attack. Yeah, this works. Nice. It's not that useful, but 10% more vulnerability on Himiko teams. I mean, I'll take it. Paper thin shields, it doesn't matter. Donhung PT already sustains well enough anyways. It's not like he really needs all that much more. Actually, let me test it. What does this sustain capability look like with this Lycone? Um, I mean, it looks fine to me. We'll see. Yeah, like, yeah, this is completely fine. He doesn't need a good Lycan. Playing gachas after 3 hours of League is so chill. Playing gachas after playing any like competitive game is chill. You become thankful for how good these games are and how easy they are. Aglia mains need to cope with Nova Sunday. I mean, I wouldn't really call it cope. Like, Nova Sunday isn't only going to benefit Himiko, even though it's being created because of Himiko. It's like a Sparksy Sparkle Nova situation. Like, most people are going to be able to benefit from it. Did I mention my hatred towards E1 Eva in the meta? Why do you hate every single character with Eidolons in this game, Solus? What is your issue? Like, there was E1 Tribi, E2 Maide, E1 Eva, like... He's just a hater because he does not have them? I mean, he does, though. Like, we basically share this account, and he's the one who pulled E1 Eva. Ugh. E2 My Day is actually shit. This is the only one you're right about. It's crazy how I tried to play Future Rail because I saw, oh, he can get up to 40 Godslayer charge from a single heal. Are they about to create like the most goated single target healer in the game? And this just went fucking nowhere. Like, I tried to Future Rail this shit and it just went terribly. Wait, actually, okay. I really need to drive my point home. Oh wait, why'd I go to Currency Wars? I'm gonna show you guys how much an E0 S0 Hyacinth's heals does for this guy's Godslayer charge. Because like, so many people who don't play My Day don't understand how fucking bad it is. I had someone in my comments saying in my Day video that like his E2 is good and that Hyacinth is his best partner. And I genuinely got mad reading it. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. 50 HP. Wait, actually, he needs to go in his old state. Yeah, he needs to go in his old state first. We'll wait a second. We'll wait a second. Okay, there we go. Watch this. 40 charge. 40 charge right now. Okay? Are you ready for this heal? 5. This guy is able to get up to 40 charge in a single heal at E2. And the most Hyacinth can do for him is 5. In 8th. of what his E2 allows him. Like, it's so trash. But yeah, so you got like, if E2 My Day actually had like a best in slot dedicated super strong single target healer, like a Hyacine for Cassie, like his E2 would not get slandered that much. It would actually be like really fucking good. But that isn't the case. It doesn't exist. They're butchering my day? Yeah. It's depressing. I don't even like thinking about it all that much. Oh yeah, how close is the patch now? Like 6 days? Yeah. A little more than 6 days. Less than a week. Can't wait. One week before peak. 1 week before I fold on Himiko. Isn't Wu a patch after tomorrow? I don't know. Wuwa is Wuwa. And my motivation to play Wuwa, although better because of Jing Ron, is still pretty in the dumps. Any things I should know before starting a second account? Not really. Um, the only like obvious advice, if you're trying to power level through every world as quick as possible, then you don't level up your equilibrium level because it's just easier and faster to keep the enemies a lower level. And you can keep capping out your XP, it's not like you lose any. Once you fully cap out your XP, you can unlock it after finishing all the quests, and you'll instantly be like Trailblaze 60 or near it. Who was miserable? I mean, I don't like open world games. It's just that simple. I'm at that unk age. I like easy convenience. I like being able to just load up my phone or my iPad and like instantly play smoothly. Wua takes up too much storage and is too demanding. and requires more effort. New characters are so strong that world level doesn't matter. It kind of does. Like, yeah, the new characters are strong, but like you just clear, like if you keep leveling up your equilibrium level as you go, you're gonna be forced to waste some of your energy on relic farming. Like, no matter how strong the newer characters are, you need to upgrade your relics to their best in slot relics if you keep increasing the equilibrium level, which is just annoying. It's honestly better to save all your energy for when you're actually like TL60, because at that point you're able to benefit a lot more from the higher level stuff. That's why I do it. Oh, really, John? I didn't know about that. Sounds like a cool video. Yeah, also, like, you're not gonna be instantly getting a limited character on a new account. Like, the pull count that you get at the beginning of an HSR account is incredibly low. You have to actually make it through multiple planets before you even have enough pulls to, like, have a decent chance of getting a limited character. Unless you want to do a bajillion rerolls at the beginning of, like, the 5 pulls you have. Maybe in that case. Silver Palace's gacha isn't in stone. They've already said that the gacha system they currently have is just a placeholder, and it could change when the official version comes out. But, like, I've already said this so many times. A gacha system is almost never the issue in gacha games. Like, the issue always lies in the system with the pull count. Like, you can have the same system in 2 different games, but one averages 60 pulls per patch and the other averages 90. And the one that it averages 90 in, it's a actually very promising gacha system, and in the other it's complete dog shit. You know? That's kind of just how it goes. But I will say, when it comes to Silver Palace specifically, because I love the theme and the type of game they're going for in the character designs, even if they end up being stingy, I'd probably still play it. I'm not gonna lie. Like, this might be my quote unquote Genshin, where, like, I just ignore how shit the gacha system is because I like the game so much. I can see your honeymoon phase ending by 3 months in the game. I mean, not really. Like, I've already played the beta for the game, and I've already gotten a feel for it. And this is the only gacha game I've ever been this interested in my life. No exaggeration. Like, WUA, Genshin, and HSR, I all had, like, zero expectations of actually playing actively. This is the only one. There's a high chance I play it for quite a while. Enfield Gacha is just save. I mean, I don't want to speak on it because I obviously like don't play it. However, I have seen like decently often people who seem to not have an agenda against the gacha system in Arknights actually quite prefer it because like a majority of them I've seen have said that they've been able to not only get nearly if not all limited characters that have released, but getting their weapons passively was also pretty huge and quite easy because of the system it has. But then I see other people saying like it's the worst gacha system ever because I lost like 5 50/50s in a row and it was never a guarantee. I wish I could have gotten my limited character a lot earlier. I don't know. Well, yeah, I didn't play Enfield because of the factory stuff. Watch Silver Palace be the next Arknights. I feel like Silver Palace is just automatically going to be more successful than Arknights. Because, like, given what I've seen from CBT2 of some of the content creators getting special access, they have already, like, massively changed the combat to feel more fluid and natural instead of, like, kind of stiff. And, like, the detective storyline and everything, how high quality their animations and like real world is. I like that game is kind of just built for success in my opinion. I think it has the highest like even Wuwa in my opinion looks like 2 tiers below what Silver Palace is. Like if you've played the beta for that game, there is so much. Like there is so fucking much to do. And like so many systems and different things. Remaining HSR and Silver Palace? Me probably. Yeah. Legit the only thing because at this point it seems like they've already fixed a majority of the combat issues, which was legit the only real criticism I had originally from the beta. The only thing left is the gacha system and optimization. Those are like the only two hurdles they really have left to go over. And even if they somehow flop on those two, it's still going to be incredibly successful. But if they somehow get those two correctly, then it'll be a behemoth. Did you skip the story? No. I played Olaf Silver Palace story without skipping. And not the Lolly Witch game? Is that the project game, Solus? I mean, I'd obviously play that. That's more of like a guilty pleasure game that I'd play on mobile though. Not one I'd like play for content. Who's the first limited character? Cinderella, I'm pretty sure. H Solus, is there even like a release date for that game, or is it not known yet? Is it just like a trailer? HSR's recent kits haven't been as fun as 2.x kits. Gil X Saber V2 was peak, but V6 is kind of fun though. The thing is, like, everybody says they want fun characters, but every time this game makes fun characters, they end up fucking breaking the game. You know? Like, that's kind of the price. Like, Dan Hung PT unintended interactions back then was fucking broken as shit. Tribby, a lot of people glaze because she gains energy passively, DDD spammer, she has fun animations, synergizes with a ton of different teams, responsible for infinite ult loops. Herta with her action advance and her playstyle, infinite ult loops. Fei Xiao, infinite ult loops. Acheron, infinite ult loops. Fua team, M-Blade, infinite ult loops. Himiko, infinite ult loops. You know, like every time they try making a team where it's like, oh, it's not simple gameplay. Everybody can generate certain resources from their allies, and if you play the team optimally, they can really start shining infinite ult loop like every fucking time. How was Silver Palace in beta storage? I don't remember. I think it was like 30 to 40, maybe. But I don't have Silver Palace beta downloaded anymore. I will be playing the next beta test though. Because I got instantly, I had instant access to the second beta test because I played the first one. Let me see what it is. Silver Palace Dichotomy beta test. It's in 18 days. Wait, no. No, it's in a week. So a week from now, actually, one day more than a week, I'll be in the beta test. We are not glazing 2.x. I mean, 2.x was the introduction of main push characters with special ultimates, leading to new playstyles. People are probably glazing 2.x because, in comparison to 1.x DPSs, they are technically like the biggest jump in terms of a shift in gameplay. You know? So I can get that. They're like, oh, the game feels way different now. The teams play so differently. But outside of that, 2.x teams mostly don't really compare to a lot of 4.x and 3.x teams. What's the most fun HSR archetype for you? Um, hmm. It's between Cassie or Elation teams. I think Cassie and Elation teams have the most like uniqueness while also having a high amount of attack spam, which makes the team feel like, really worth it, in my opinion. I think those two are probably my favorites in terms of gameplay. Fua? Fua is cool, but even Fua doesn't really have the attack frequency of a good investment mono rem team or an elation team. And the animations also on like these main push teams with the elation characters and mono rem, in my opinion, is of much higher quality in comparison to the Fua team's animations. Well, yeah, Solus. That's just how it's always going to be. Like, people are usually going to have nostalgia of around the time they were in the honeymoon phase for the game. That's just how it always goes. What do you think is the hardest team to pilot? Uh, I will say this is a bit unfair because a lot of this is due to relic investment, but it's probably Fei Shao. Actually, okay, if we were to use present day teams, for most people it'd be Silverwolf. Like 99% of people don't know how to play around Silverwolf certified banger to make sure it doesn't go away. But if you know how to play around Silverwolf certified banger, she's like 2 times as powerful in comparison to a casual player. But if we're talking about old time, I think it's probably Fei Shao. I think Fei Shao is the hardest, with the difference of average player to actually good player handling them. Saber X Guild? No. Saber X Guild I don't think is as hard as Silverwolf for some people, and definitely not as hard as Fei Shao. Silverwolf is very easy to play, just spam anything. See, right there. He just completely exposed himself. That's the average Silver Wolf player. Silver Wolf will 100% be easy to play once we get Mono Elation. I mean, yeah, but we're talking about right now, it's Silver Wolf. But sure, if you want to talk about like when the team is fully finished, I mean, it's just a Cassie situation. Cassie was also one of the most fun characters to pilot before she had like her fully shield team during 3.x. And there were actually times where you could do plays where you didn't just instantly explode the dragon. But then the second she got the full mono rem team, that shit became like clean as hell and incredibly easy. So Silverwolf is really fun to play with. I know. And the common consensus I've seen with like the more top tier zero cyclers like HOS and others is that Silverwolf is the character they find the most fun to pilot because she has the most potential if played completely correctly. And like the optimal way to play her also changes quite often based on enemy lineups, which makes it more fun for some of those zero cyclers. I think HOS even compared Silverwolf's playstyle and like the way you handle her similar to like a difficulty level of Fei Shao. Although I will say, I do still think Fei Shao is more difficult to handle for a lot of people, but you kind of get the gist of it. Unlike E1 Eva, what a hater. To me, I think Gil X Saber is a bit harder, maybe because I play Faye a lot, but so many things could go wrong because the joint attack can backfire and break her energy. I mean, can't Saber overcap her energy by like 80 or something? And the joint attack gives like 120? I don't think, like, I feel like most of the time that just wouldn't be that much of an issue. I don't know. Because I know she has overcap energy. So, like, even if you get too much energy at a specific point in time, like, she'll still have at least a majority of it saved up. Alright, chat. I'm going to end the stream here. Hope you all have a great day. Hope you all have a great night. Don't